buses parked behind this fence right here, dropping off immigrants at the Comfort Inn and Suites Hotel. And it is in question if they're being transported legally. Buses are transporting migrants from Texas to D.C. and New York. Chattanooga happens to be the stop for some, but others were spotted in Dade County, Georgia.
The sheriff is 100% against illegal immigration. But in the same sense, human beings are still human beings. And, dropping people off with no plan or nothing like that, that's just not, no resources. That's just not something that we like to see.
According to the City of Chattanooga, the migrants on the buses from the border are in a protected legal status. Late this evening, the City of Chattanooga told News Channel 9 the migrants have been screened by the Department of Homeland Security and are legally seeking asylum.
When you enter at the border, ICE, immigration enforcement, will interview the international, asking them what they need to enter, meaning asylum, etc. And then thereby ICE will interview them and give them a court date. And then ICE will actually determine if they're going to house them at a site or if they're going to be let into the U.S. and reside with a friend or even family member.
Rabbi Hannah Spiro from a Jewish synagogue in D.C. teamed up with other churches to provide meals to the migrants when they get off the bus. She spoke to our sister station in D.C.
It's almost too much for me to think right now about that next step, because just supporting people on that first day off the buses is massive.
Local government officials in D.C. dealing with the influx of migrants there call it a federal issue that needs federal funding to solve. For right now, volunteers are filling that gap.
It feels like a really unsustainable effort to just have these volunteers who are like playing hooky from their day jobs coming on their off time to do this and just spending their own money.
New policy changes are in play here at Howard High School, and some parents are raising concerns. I asked the principal just exactly how these new policy changes will affect students as the school year kicks off.
We have a clutter-free, safe, distraction-free learning environment.
Howard High School is saying goodbye to backpacks this year and hello to new policy changes. But some parents think this may cause more harm than good.
You can't issue this notice out suddenly and expect everybody to be able to follow suit when some parents can't afford it.
Derica Robinson says she's worried the no backpack policy will cause an invasion of privacy for her 10th and 12th graders.
And especially young ladies that have menstrual cycles. And they either wanted to confiscate the purses, keep them in the office, or pretty much give them a ultimatum of wearing a pouch.
We took those concerns to Howard Principal Dr. Leandria Ware, who says the new policy is in response to safety, but also convenience, since all textbooks are now online.
It's not to oppress our children or anything like that. Our ultimate focus is to make sure we accelerate student learning.
But other parents say they're okay with these new policies.
You can wear a crossbody bag, and you can put essentials in that. Lipstick, private things that you need. So I don't see the problem.
According to both Robinson and Porter, the school has confiscated their children's bags for not fitting the size requirements of the crossbody bag mandate.
I went to pick my granddaughter up yesterday, and they had taken her bag. But all she had to do was go in, find her bag sample, and they gave it back to her.
If that purse is just about as huge as a backpack, and some of them do have those, that is not going to be permitted.
Grundy County mother Christy Guffey has been searching for answers since April after a man brought a gun into Grundy High School and threatened her son. Now the school admits that their safety protocols weren't followed, and today we brought these documents outlining their failures to Guffey, who's left with more questions.
I just wanted there's to be some accountability.
We received these documents from Grundy School Director Clint Durley. One is a statement from Principal Paul Conry admitting that the school failed to follow safety protocols when a secretary let Caleb Swearington in without a visitor pass or supervision.
He was just allowed to go around back.
We brought those documents to Christy Guffey.
A student reported to me in the office that
her confusion turns to anger after Conry said in his statement that Christy's son said nothing about the threat to shoot him when he spoke with him at 2:40 p.m. The principal's statement says he didn't find out until a later conversation.
to making it sound like my son has been untruthful is just disgusting.
But in his statement, Connery says he told the Grundy sheriff in a phone call at 2:47 that a student was threatened.
How could he have told the sheriff at 2:47 if he didn't know about the threat?
The statements also show school officials didn't know that the SRO wasn't on campus that day. In Thursday's school board meeting, the board says they hope to hire more SROs to prevent future failures.
They need to be increased.
But board member Michelle Travis says they don't have the funds.
We are strapped for finances right now, and there's not any extra money to be put anywhere.
Leaving mothers like Christy still looking for a solution. We put in an open records request for emails about Caleb Swearington's appearance at Grundy High.